Hello everyone and welcome. We've got a Division 1 matchup here between Yale and University of Windsor in Canada. This is a round 7 match. So this is the last match of the regular season. Yale is going to be making the playoffs. However, Windsor might be on the verge of elimination. This very well could be the last match of Windsor's season. So let's tune in and check out these games. They've just started. Here we've got Grandmaster Nicholas Cheka up against Knight Outpost OP, or Knight OP for short. That is Adam Gasinski from Windsor. Cheka, of course, the top-rated player from Yale. Grandmaster 28-28 up against 22-22. So not too bad. Looks like we've got a very interesting dilemma here. So Black has just grabbed this knight, and Cheka, with his Grandmaster wizardry here, threatens checkmate, sacks the knight, doesn't take back this knight, and unveils an attack on the light square bishop that's being cut out on b7. So there's a lot going on here, and looks like Black has been caught in the crossfire. So obviously you have to deal with the checkmate threat, right? Computer saying best is knight takes e2. Little intermezzo there, grabbing a pawn, saving the knight. Not really, but getting one little piece of material back before everything goes down. So white would respond with the rook takes. Very important. The queen is trained on h7 for checkmate. And then bishop takes knight. Best way to remove the threat of mate, but you are going to lose the bishop as well as the rook. So yeah, this is a really interesting development here. Queen to c2, knight takes, and knight g5. I don't know if this is a prep theory or just a little trick up Nico's sleeve, but definitely a really neat position. I haven't seen this before, and probably Adam hasn't seen it either. So yeah, just grabbing the knight right away, of course, allowing bishop takes b7, and now the rook is hanging, the knight is hanging, and probably knight takes e2 is still a good move. So yeah, you can take the rook, but the rook's not going anywhere. You can take back either of these two pieces and be doing just fine. Computer saying that taking on a8 is actually best immediately. Probably because if you take one of these two pieces, Black can develop the knight, and after the trade, queen takes, and the queen will be on the long diagonal. So if you take the rook first, Black still has to save one of these two pieces. But we will be able to keep this light square bishop, which is completely uncontested. Nico's got this. Let's see another game. All right. Let's check out Maxime here with the white pieces. He's playing up against rooks. Chao Ning Zhang. All right. So it looks like Black is crushing, by the way. So let's see this opening. E4, E5. We have a Roy Lopez Berlin defense. But now an early strike on F2. Awkward rook placement for Maxime. Knight here, knight takes, bishop takes. Bishop under attack, but Black says, well, first and foremost, how do you defend against h2? The knight's under attack, but now bishop takes with check, rook takes. So an exchange sacrifice, and now a fishing pole tactic. Not moving the knight, saying go ahead, open the h-file, and get checkmated. Now the queen's here to threaten checkmate. So I was expecting something like this, but the knight check, you're forced to give up the queen. Only other idea would be bishop here, which obviously doesn't help very much. So we have pawn takes, king to the side. Rook's coming in threatening checkmate. Yeah, not Maxime's best game. This is actually a really big point for Windsor because this is their 4th board. Let's check in with Husky with a hat, who is not listed, but playing Lyndon Lee. So, yeah, this Might be Eric. I don't know. Yeah, interesting. I'll double check that. I also don't see the last game being played, by the way. I don't see Dex Webster playing against Rohan. So not sure what's going on there. But yeah. Dex or Nico, of course, doing just fine. Maxime getting crushed. Let's see. Queen and queen here defending the checkmate. Queen here threatening rook h1 checkmate. So the king steps aside. The check ensues. Another check. So the king has to choose between these two. Here, there's this. That doesn't look great. King here. Queen check this way. King up to c4. Pawn push attacking the bishop. And if the bishop goes back, then you get forked. So knight develops, recaptures with a threat of forking the king and the rook. Probably king f... Oh, king f8 it likes. Okay. So takes here. This opens up the queen's defense. Maybe bishop f4 is a juicy move. Attacking the queen and attacking the rook. So queen takes, rook takes. Now, Maxime's knight is hit. There's knight takes pawn. Seems sensible. And after all this is said and done, what exactly is the material count? Looks like even in pieces. How about the pawns? It looks like, is it even? 2 pawns, 2 pawns, 3, 3. Okay, black is up a pawn. So, a crazy opening, a crazy game so far, but only down a pawn. Down a lot of time, though, I will say. But compared to what was happening before, looks like Maxime got through the worst of it. Maxime OP. Yeah, well, we'll see if Maxime can hold on with the time disparity. 350 to 50, basically. A 3-minute advantage for the Canadian. Yeah, Nico won their game. So first point goes to Yale. I don't see Dex yet. Yeah, it's rating 000s at this point. So let's see. Yeah, at the worst, it's about -8. -8 here, still. So what went wrong? This is -10. Queen h4. Rook h1 check. Best move. It likes queen g3 here. Okay. This is only -5. -6. Like, okay, when's like a piece here? I guess black gave up a piece. And okay, is up in exchange at this point, but gets the exchange back. So yeah, at this point it's been balanced. So definitely missed opportunity around this point. It likes a6 right away. It likes queen g3, right? Cutting the king off from running. Not so easy to find, but very aggressive for sure. So yeah, if we go to the live position here, Maxime's actually in the lead now. So let's see what ended up happening. So they trade the queens off. Knight check, wins the pawn back. So material has been balanced, but black's pawns are terrible. Active king for white. Trade off that rook. Winning a pawn. Gonna win another pawn. Going after these pawns. And this pawn is running and promoting. Yeah, look at this. Trade takes, but this guy, that's a queen. So Maxime lives to tell the tale. He's gonna win this one. Crazy. We might see resignation there. Yeah, there it is. So Maxime knew what he was doing the whole time. No worries at all. Hey, Ben. Good to see you. All right, how's Lyndon doing? Lyndon playing in the Collegiate Chess League. I don't know if you all know this, but Alice is his little sister, who is, I believe, the board 4 for the Pro Chess League team, St. Louis Archbishops, and she just beat some teams like top board, some grandmaster. So maybe Lyndon can channel some of his sister's energy. Also, yeah, does anyone have any word on Dex's game or Rohan, by the way? Ah, I see it. Where has it been? Where has it been this whole time? But here it is. All right, so what kind of opening? We had a Sicilian, a closed Sicilian. Rohan with the white pieces. Looks like the knight grabs a rook for some pawns. Maybe. I don't know. But appears to be a good position for white. However, white's king is a little exposed. But yes, up in exchange. Rook hitting the knight. Uh-oh. You can't move the rook to defend the knight because then you lose f7. So it looks like Dex is going to go down. He's playing bishop here, so both pieces are completely hanging. This is threatening that, however, so that's cool. You can't take the knight, but you can take the bishop. And this knight is helping protect f7 at this point. So white is just completely up a rook for like a pawn, I guess. And yeah, Dex is down a lot of time as well, so that's not great. Queen here. Oh, knight here. Knight wants to go here. Is the knight gonna go there? Maybe. Maybe it's not worth it. It's still queen here or something. Knight just goes back. Queen here still feels strong. Pawn push is interesting. All right, queen's attacking the knight. Pawn's attacking the bishop. Rook defends the knight. That's still hanging. Bishop comes back. Less than 5 seconds for Dex. Lyndon won his game. So 3-0 right now, but it looks like Windsor should be able to convert this. This is Windsor's top board. Rook takes f4. Seems sensible. There's not even a queen check. Yeah, it just resigns. So Rohan, top board from Windsor, preventing the sweep. 3-1 lead for Yale. Let's do a quick prediction in the chat. All right. Prediction now in the chat, a 2-minute one. Who's going to win the second round? Or is it going to be a tie? Place your bets now, folks. All right, round 2 underway. Let's check out Cheka versus Rooks. Rooks was crushing Maxime and then got crushed. So I wonder if queen takes is a thing. Is that a thing? Probably not. Oh, it's been played. Hold on. Queen check, there's knight block. Queen here. Very interesting. Let's see. After this check, is there any way to save the pawn? There's knight c3. Knight c3 was playable. So black looks to be up a pawn at this point. right where Cheka wants him. All right, both sides have castled. Knight g5. The move that Cheka played in the previous game. However, h6, calmly asking the knight to leave. What does rooks do? All right, so the knight goes back to e4, offers a trade. Queen goes back to e7, rook doubling with the queen on the c file. So Cheka, you know, up a pawn, still fairly early in the middle game. Definitely a very comfortable position. Knight here hitting queen and bishop. So Cheka will have a bishop versus a knight. Definitely a very comfortable position for the Grandmaster. So expecting this to be converted, right, with that pawn advantage. But we'll see. White has very active rooks. Cheka's finally doubled or connected the rooks with this last move. Knight here attacking the bishop. It is defended. This knight can get pinned, and it gets pinned. Queen here getting out of the pin, defending the knight. Bishop here cutting the knight off. So the knight retreats back, and now maybe Cheka can grab a second pawn. And he does so. All right, 2-pawn advantage. Let's check on Dex. Dex lost in the first round, the only Yale player to do so. Is now playing against Husky with a hat, which I still haven't confirmed if that's Eric or not. So I'll try that right now. Let's check that out. Yeah, it appears they just changed their username, which is fine. We'll just have to note that later on the roster sheet. Okay. Anyhow, Candidate Master versus National Master. Who is the more master? Who's the more master player? Hey, Braining, good to see you. Shout out to Braining, you all. Also, shout out to Papa Pizza, by the way. How's everyone doing? All right. Lyndon is playing against Rohan. Both players are 2,600. Rohan initiating a queen trade here. The A pawn is hit. How to defend it? Because if you trade queens, your pawn's still going to be hit. So rook here or here, these are two options that I see. But rook here looks pretty bad because queen takes, pawn takes, you're losing the house. So what is best in this situation? If rook here, queen takes, pawn takes, there's bishop takes, which pins the rook to the king. So basically with this move, Rohan should be winning material, as I personally don't see how to prevent that. You could take this pawn and then lose that with check. Rook comes here. There is queen takes a2. Maybe you can take here. I'm not sure. But yes, Rohan takes on a2. White trades. So opting not to take this pawn, perhaps getting in trouble with black activating more pieces. White was not castled. Maybe instead of rook c1, white could have castled earlier. But yeah, I don't know. So after all of that, material ends up being even. But black has an active rook on the second. Bishop in the center. Pawn pushed. This pawn is isolated and can be a target. Rook b1 would hit that pawn, but the rook was defending the pawn on c3. So the pawn pushes, creating this chain, but also putting a pawn on a light square. This also gives up control over d4. So this pawn is put on a dark square. If rook here, there's bishop here to here. And bishop here not only defends the b pawn, but it also attacks the f pawn. So we see rook f to d1, guarding the d4 square, but this bishop tucking back, going to be planted on c5. And there's really not much that Linden can do about that. So at this point, you have to guard f2 somehow, right? Because that is going to be coming under threat very soon. And the best way to do that might be to use e2, maybe rook e1 to e2. That's probably a more active approach to defense. Looks like Linden agrees with me. Czechia won their game. Not much of a surprise there. Let's check this out, how this ended. So we have 2-pawn advantage for the Grandmaster. Trade of queens. Bishop versus knight. Trying to put pieces on dark squares, but looks like the knight's just trapped. So knight gets attacked, dives in, bishop here, and voila. Knight has nowhere to go. Black's king just slithers its way in there. And that's GG. All right, let's check on Knight Outpost. Adam. Against Maxime. So looks like Maxime was in trouble that first round for sure. Now with the black pieces, looks to be in the driver's seat. So king here. I'm wondering if we can play here. I guess not. I mean, maybe it's a fair trade. I don't know. But Maxime has the 2 connected passed pawns on the outside and is beginning to push them. That's definitely a pretty good strategy. Looks like black's pieces have been tied into a knot here in the center. All of them huddling, cowarding. Yeah, like everything was pinned. Knight was pinned twice. The king has to leave its home to brave the elements of black's pieces in the center. We have a potential queen trade being offered and a check to boot as well. Winning more material. So we will see. Knight Outpost has less than a minute. Let's check in with Dex. How's Dex doing with the white pieces? This was the Sicilian. This is an Alpin. So I'm a fan of the Alpin. Let's see. Knight hits the queen. Queen hits the knight. Knight is defended. Annoying pawn on a6, but it is alone right now. b4 could be played at some point. Knight offering us trade here. The rook is defending that. So interesting way to activate this rook. This bishop has yet to develop, but doesn't really need to, as this rook has decided to find a new home along the 4th rank. Let's check in with Linden versus Rohan. So let's see. We did see rook e1. Bishop hits the rook that's defending the bishop. But the rook hits this bishop. Bishop comes back. King now defending the bishop. Bishop's pinned, by the way, to f2. Hit by both of black's pieces. So kind of an annoying position for sure to be in for Linden. This bishop is definitely better than this bishop. But looks like Linden is trying to untangle. So now the rook is defending the pawn and the bishop. King is attacking the rook. And yeah, we're just entering a shuffle war, it seems. But black is the side that's making some progress here. Bishop comes back to try to defend. Rook steps up. gets hit, moves back. Some more shuffling. Yeah, Linden's gonna try to hold Rohan to a draw here, it seems. Rohan might be pushing further. Maxime wins his game. So let's see how he broke through. Check, grabs a pawn, grabs another pawn, another check, another check, another check, another check, and now bishop here, taking advantage of the pin. King's gonna have to go down, and then that's gonna be mate right there. So yeah, nicely done from Maxime. Linden and Rohan did draw by repetition. So we got a point for Maxime, and we got a draw for Linden against Rohan, which is a good result. UCLA and Lafayette. I'm rooting for UCLA, and if for those of you that don't know, Braining's talking about our Chess Madness bracket. So go check that out. We're in round 2 currently. Lots of prizes for the ambassador program schools. If you don't know about that, exclamation point cap. All right, Dex is crushing here. Let's see what happened. This is the Alapin. Rook a4, hits the queen, takes here. What an interesting tactic. Takes here, pawn takes, rook check, bishop block, pawn push. Hold on. We got to see these tactics from Dex. Dex with the tactics flex. That's what they say. Knight takes on h6, rook check, bishop block, pawn push. Pawn takes, sacrificing the rook. if pawn takes, there's queen check and mate to follow soon. Surely. Takes, check here. Queen takes, queen takes, king over, pawn takes, threatening mate. Queen over, rook here. Rook hits the queen again. Queen offering a trade. Queen lining up a discovery. Pawn hitting the queen. Queen stepping in. Offering another trade. Here, accepting the trade. Rook takes pawn, and then we're promoting next. Awesome tactic from Dex, finding that. It's a beautiful game. All right. So yeah, point for Dex there. And another dominating round from Yale. So Yale was up 3-1, and then they beat Windsor even more. So let's pay out that prediction. Did anyone vote? There were 10 points bet on Windsor. So, all right. So that's the end of the first half. We have 6.5 to 1.5. Round 3 underway. Yale only needs 2 more points to win, by the way. They're at 6.5. They get 2 more, that puts them at 8.5, which is all they need. They could very well get it here in this round, actually. And Yale is in the B group of Division 1. So that means that they have to play against the Texas schools, which they've already done. I believe they played both UTRGV and UT Dallas already. And if I'm not mistaken, Yale has lost only 1 match so far. They've only played 4 games, which means that they have 1 more game left. They lost to UTD, but you guys haven't played UTRGV yet, so you have to reschedule that, I'm guessing. UTRGV lost to someone. I don't know who. You haven't played Michigan. Okay, interesting. So you guys lost to Dallas, but you beat Rio Grande Valley. So yeah, are you guys playing that Michigan match? I think so. UTRGV and UT Dallas both have a record of 6-1, but I think UTRGV beat UT Dallas like yesterday, so they're ahead of them on a tiebreak. But if Yale beats Michigan, that'll be a 3-way tie. That's 6-1. And if there's a 3-way tie, then you don't look at head-to-head match. You look at point scores. So how many points Yale gets here and against Michigan is very important, assuming Yale beats Michigan. Although Papa Pizza might have something to say about that, who was in the chat earlier. I don't know if Papa Pizza is still here, but Ben is the top board from UMich. All right, anyways. Round 3 underway. I'm trying to like predict playoff brackets already in my head. So basically the top 2 teams from this group will qualify straight to quarterfinals, which is really good. Because you get a bye in the first week of the playoffs. So that matters. You don't want to find yourself in the first week playing against some underrated team and losing, which has happened before. So, all right, here we've got Adam versus Lyndon. And looks like Adam is doing very well. But we've seen some positions not converted before. So let's see. White just taking a lot of space in the center. A lot of space. Winning an exchange for the light square bishop. With a nice discovery here. So here, F5. Yeah. And yeah, just giving up the rook for the bishop. And another exchange. Wow, 2 exchanges. All right, here's a little tactic from Lyndon. Fighting back. 2 knights. Knight and bishop versus 2 rooks. Pawn takes back, defending the knight. These pawns are double and isolated, but they're both protected, by the way. Queen f4 makes sense, right? Just renewing the attack on the knight, getting out of this pin, which is annoying, but also maintaining defense over the pawn. Rook up, and the computer likes to move knight to f3, which has been played, by the way. So Lyndon is fighting on. He's not giving up just yet. It's interesting. The eval, it's only plus 0.89. What's the material advantage for white? It's plus 2 for each rook, right? Pawns are even on this side. There's 2 pawns here. So it's 2 exchanges for 2 pawns, which is plus 2 for white, but the eval is only reading plus 0.89. It's not even plus 1 yet. Which definitely means that Lyndon has compensation here, right? Queen check, king b1. Computer did not like this check, by the way. It liked the move knight to g5, hitting the rook, apparently. All right, yeah, and that would flush the rook off the 7th. So the rook would have had to have gone to like here again. Instead, we have check, knight coming in. Attacking this rook. Rook check, bishop block. It likes rook d3. Says that's the only move that holds initiative for white. Which is very interesting, actually, because any other move, it starts to like black. Which is very surprising. And notice the time disparity as well. Lyndon is up 2 minutes against Adam. Rook d3 is played, though. So now the knight has to relocate. Where does the knight want to go? Probably, I'm guessing, back to f5. There's also c4. Okay, knight c4 is played. Pawn push, and now the computer likes to move queen f5. Wow. And Linden plays it. It likes black now. That's crazy. A move as innocent as b3, trying to flush out this knight outpost. Knight fd2 check. Look at the knights rallying against white's king. And yeah, that is actually a discovery on the queen as well. Oh my goodness. So that knight on c4, what a beautiful tactic. Knight here, no, this is it. This is just game over. Linden gets both exchanges back plus the queen, but not even taking right away. Just wants more. King gets out of the pen. Only now does Linden take. And now this pawn's pushing home. What an awesome game. Cheka, by the way, another quick win. Is anyone going to stop Cheka? I guess it's down to Rohan to find out. But Cheka's definitely on a roll. Cheka just wins this. What a nice shot. Queen takes, there's knight fork. That's why you don't have fianchettoed knights, people. Yeah, that's just brutality. Rook takes next is mate. No stopping. All right. So that brings Yale within 1. Let's check on Dex versus Rooks. Dex is down on time, but looks to be winning on the board, which is what matters most. There is increment, so time disparity is not too big of an issue if Dex just plays a little quicker. Black is just up a bishop, so that's pretty cool. Although there are some troubles. The queen is tied down to the defense. The bishop seems trapped. White's rooks are swarming in now, threatening checkmate. Rook f7, perhaps needed here. And you're going to have to take back with the queen. Take back with the king. You get checked this way, and g7's falling. So the queen's going to have to separate its defense of the bishop, and Dex is going to be losing that material advantage. Is there any way else you can save? If you go here, I mean, the rooks are just way too active for white, it seems. So what exactly was going on here? Right here, knight here, bishop takes, queen takes, bishop takes, threatening mate, by the way. Pawn push, knight check. Yeah. So that wins a piece. But in this position, the move needed was g6. This was missed. Rook here, and now if you play g6, the rook's double. So rook here takes, and you need queen takes. And now there's queen takes on h3. So Rooks is fighting back here against Dex. This is about a 600 rating point difference here, but Rooks is putting on a good fight after being down a piece from some tactics by Dex. So Rook comes back, and Dex is still technically up a pawn and a safer king as well, which is important. But the time, less than 30 seconds. That's actually a significant difference. Linden just beat Adam, so the match at this point is over. Linden has 2.5 out of 3, only 1 draw against Rohan, the top board from Windsor. But yeah, like I mentioned, there's a definite possibility for a 3-way tie in this group. So the match score is very important. How many points you win by can determine your playoff seeding. Wow, that apparently is a huge blunder from Dex. The move was rook d7, missed. Wow, rook d7, threatening mate on h7. Instead, the queen goes into f6, a natural-looking move, taking away every square from the king, but the queen was needed on the h-file for this brutal attack. Rook's on the 7th, people. They're the most powerful place to put them. Dex very low on time. We saw already blundering and prone to further blunders. Rook e3 has been played. There's one check. There's a second check. The king is finding shelter along the h file. And now the queen's defending this pawn. But how long can it last? I wonder if we can go here. There is checks that black can give. That's very dangerous. Both kings are exposed, but white's checks have run out. And now Rooks is thinking here. Let's check on Maxime versus Rohan. This is the top board for Windsor. Both players very long time. Let's see how we got here. Trade, 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 and what is that? 3 pawns versus a bishop? Okay, you lose 1 pawn. Is this just a draw? I mean, I guess white's favored. Uh-oh. Hold up, folks. Maxime is winning the pawn. Trading. Okay, there's a race. 2 versus 2. White is making a pass pawn as fast as they can. Black's king is in the way. So only 3 moves for Maxime to promote. I guess 4 moves for black. So white promotes first, but they promote at the same time. It's just a trade. It's a draw. All right. So yeah, I mean, this is still a very good result for Yale, though. Maxime drawing the top board from Windsor. So Rohan has 1 win and 2 draws for 2 points out of 3. Here we see Dex and Rooks. They trade off queens here. So yeah, Dex definitely blundered earlier, and Rooks did not take advantage of it, missing that Rook d7 threat of mate on h7. And now Dex looks to be promoting this f pawn, just up a lot of pawns, but yeah, it's just too fast. Too fast. Although, okay, wait, hold on. Rook takes pawn now. Dex in time pressure, giving up this f pawn. Rook defending, king g6. That was the only winning move for Dex, and he finds it. Hold up, folks. Trying to save the a pawn is going to cost you the g pawn. And Dex with some lightning speed reacting. G2 played. Yeah, this rook just never guarding the promotion square or getting to the back rank in time. So now Dex is just up a queen. And soon to be mating at this point. King back, but there's... Okay, queen here. Well, hold on, rook. I thought maybe queen here was a bit more accurate, but it doesn't matter. Bringing in the king to get the job done. Okay, maybe promoting the pawn instead. Anyways, man, no one besides Rohan from Windsor has gotten any points, which is crazy. All right, mate for Dex, who improves to 2 out of 3. And we have one final round left. It's 10-2 right now. And yeah, Windsor, this could very well be their last round of the season. The bottom 2 teams from each group get eliminated. So right now they're in that elimination spot. They're number 7 out of 8 teams. So they do seem to have one more game left. I don't know who it's against. University of Michigan is missing a lot of games. I don't know how many they have to make up. But yeah, it is possible that Windsor could maybe beat a team out on tie breaks somehow. So I'm not sure. Looks like the Michigan match is scheduled for tomorrow. All right, I'll have to try to stream that. Already the biggest margin of victory with 1 round to spare. Yeah, it's tough for Windsor, man. Windsor, they had a tough season, but I mean they're in a tough division. So I also believe this is Windsor's first time playing in the Collegiate Chess League. Yeah, I mean they have some strong players. They've got some talent for sure. International master on board 1 2600, but when you're playing against talent like Yale with the GM on their top board, who is trying to sweep every team he plays against, it's tough. And obviously you have the schools from Texas that you have to worry about. And then there's Virginia and Michigan. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Maybe. Oh, I can't forget about Georgia Tech, of course. And yeah, it's crazy to think that Texas Tech didn't even play this season. They very well could have. So like, yeah, college chess is growing. There's a lot of strong, talented teams out there. But there's also a lot of divisions. There's 14 of them. So, yeah, every year there's gonna be a couple teams in D1 that's just made the cutoff and maybe could have been in D2 and had a great season, but they made it to the top, so it's something to be proud of. I know a lot of teams have had rough seasons and schedules asking to be put in lower divisions, but it's just how the nature of the registration process goes. Okay, so Cheka's got the black pieces here. He's checking this king out. This bishop is a beast. Queen hits the queen right now. King has no legal moves, by the way. So white's going to have to block this check somehow, right? One of these two I would recommend. Queen block. And now knight g4. Cheka just non-stop, wave after wave, punch after punch, throwing everything he's got at this king. You give a little bit of space. I'm wondering if rook takes here, intermezzo. No, that comes with the check. Okay. Well, now h2 is hanging. h2 can be taken, by the way. Well, bishop's threatening a fork. So Cheka doesn't dive right in. Instead plays rook over, getting out of this diagonal, defending this guy, renewing the threat. So we have the pawn push, and now knight e3 hits everything. Everything. So now king moves. Cheka grabs a rook, and now we have a bishop pair versus being down in exchange. There's a check that you can give, but your bishop might get trapped at some point. Perhaps. This king doesn't care about castling anyways. We've pretty much entered the end game. Okay. So yeah, Cheka looking to sweep. Rohan trying to hold. We have a beautiful outpost for the bishop on d4 now. Maybe b4 at some point. Try to dislodge this guy. Maybe just gonna go here and trade that off. Bishop here maybe could win a pawn, although rook here could win it back. So maybe just bring the bishop back. Goes to c2. Pawn push, trying to open up for this rook. Pawn takes. That's a gambit. Black gonna try to get this back, but maybe white can hold on. Would always be 8 teams per group. That's how we have it right now. Because we like the round robin format, which allows for teams to reschedule. And we like the number of teams per group for the purpose of filling the schedule to basically be 7 matches, right? Which I think fits well with like the semester. How are forfeited matches factored? That's a good question. I'm not sure. Off the top of my head, I'd have to look into that. But yeah, it's a good question, and we'll definitely be looking through our rule book, how we have that set up, and trying to figure out what we need to do. I think for Group B, as far as Texas Tech's withdrawal, it shouldn't count as any points or anything like that. Also, Cheka just swept, by the way, handing Rohan his first loss of the match. Let's check in Maxime versus Eric. Looks like Eric has a decent position here. Both sides have castled with Fianchetto. Hello, headbands. Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. Hope you're doing well. Okay, looks like Rooks is playing someone random. So maybe I missed the results of that game or something. I don't know. Where's Lyndon? Did Lyndon play round 4? Rooks and I finished. Did you beat Rooks, Lyndon? Did you win? I'm guessing you won. I don't know why I lost it somehow. Hold on. Don't tell me. I'm going to look it up myself. You did win. Wow. You had a 99.8% accuracy with 16 moves. Hold on. This is worth sharing. Let's check this out. Let's check this out. Okay. Lyndon with the white pieces. Queen's Gambit declined. Greek gift. Knight check. King comes out. Pawn push. Knight takes. Pawn check. King over. B takes. Bishop takes. King over. Sacrificing the rook. All right. Anyways. Queen steps up, threatening this. Rook over, and now knight takes on f7's checkmate. Oof. Lyndon. Where did that come from? All right, so nicely done, Lyndon. So Lyndon ends at 3.5 out of 4, only drawing against Rohan. Very nicely done. The moves play themselves, Lyndon says. Lyndon didn't do it. The chess pieces did it himself. The moves speak for itself. All right. we've got 2 games left. We've got Dex and Maxime against Adam and Eric. So Maxime's got the black pieces here. White has the bishop pair. White's down in exchange though, so Maxime's looking good. This pawn is hanging. We've got some interesting stuff going on. Black could give the exchange back and try to mess up the structure. This queen can defend laterally. White just took here. What exactly is going on in this position? Both sides at about a minute. Maxime's thinking, what's the move here? Knight f6 apparently, just defending this. Queen instead goes here, hitting the rook, so the rook should move. Rook goes to the d file, hitting this pawn again. Pawn pushes, defending this guy. Oh, bishop takes e4 apparently is a move. This rook is not defended, thanks to the awkward placement of this knight. Pawn push instead. So this was Eric's chance at equalizing, taking here. However, that was missed. Pawn push instead, and now the computer likes h6, trying to play for this, which makes sense. Knight here, hold on, there's knight takes b7, hitting the rook. Also opening up the attack on the a pawn. Queen here instead, defending this pawn. Queen over, putting more pressure. Pawn push defending. Both sides less than a minute. I haven't looked at Dex's game yet. What's going on in this one? Oh, apparently it's mate in 4. Now it's mate in 2. Pawn check. And then, hold on, what's the finish here? King takes, looks like only legal move. And then queen a4 is mate. Nice. Dex is going to go down. Wow. All right, so Adam going to get a point on the board. Let's see how this one played out real quick. Opposite side castles. Craziness. Sacrificing the rook. Sacrificing the knight. Bishop block, pawn check, and mate. That's fancy stuff. Fancy. All right. So yeah. Dex goes down for the second time. And Adam gets the first point for himself. And the only other point from another Windsor player besides Rohan. But looks like Adam here is looking to join Eric on the board against Maxime. So Maxime's about to flag. 2 seconds left. Makes a move, grabs the knight, trades the queens. Bishop takes, rook takes pawn. So 2-on-1 majority over here and a 4-on-3 majority over here. So we have 2 majorities for black, which is pretty good. The a pawn's hit. Adam's also low on time. Under 10 seconds now. Decides to save the a pawn. King steps up. The king is joining the party. Gives up the f pawn to attack black's f pawn. So trade of f pawns. King attacks the rook, but blocks the rook. King can go to b3. But now a5 can be played. And looking to give check and continue to push. Pushing here. Taking rook back. Push, rook here, rook check, and now this king is free to win these pawns. Eric should definitely convert. So Maxime resigns with his first loss in the match. and Eric gets his first point. So the best round for Windsor by far, getting 2 points, which doubles their score. So final score is 12-4. Yale beating Windsor, and Yale has one match left against Michigan tomorrow, and Windsor I think also has a match left, but I'm not sure. But yeah, Windsor may or may not have one last chance to qualify for a playoff spot. I don't know who they play against, but they're very close to elimination. Yale definitely improving their chances to qualify for the quarterfinals. They're hoping to take a top 2 spot against either UT-RGV or UT Dallas. But their next match will determine that. So they're looking to have a 3-way tie for the top 2 spots. And if they're able to do that, then they will go to tie breaks to figure out who's going to make it and who's going to have to play in that wild card weekend, which is next weekend. So yeah, this weekend is the end of the regular season, round 7. So I hope you all can tune in for that. Maybe tune in tomorrow. We'll see if I'm available for that Yale match against Michigan. But thank you all for being here. I appreciate it. Congratulations to Yale. That was the most dominant performance of the season. And good luck to Windsor if they have any rematches or reschedules to make up and try to qualify for the playoffs. So yeah, exciting times. End of the season is here and playoffs are about to begin. And good luck to everyone in the playoffs that are competing. And also good luck to the schools competing in Chess Madness, which is the ambassador program bracket. It's basically like March Madness. Final score was 12-4. All right, everyone, stick around for the raid, and I'm gonna head out. But have a great rest of your night, and take care.